Good afternoon. It's Sunday afternoon. I'm on a little earlier than usual, but I have a special story to share today on the 7th day of December, and it is called A Christmas Guest. And I was looking at the inscription here from a friend who gave me this book when my kids were much littler, which I realized was 27 years ago. So I've had this book a long time, and it has a special story that I want to share with you today. So it's about a little boy and a little on Christmas Eve, a guest comes to visit. So let's find out about this guest. I gotta get to the first page. One cold and blowy Christmas Eve, when I was not so old, when the wind was full of frostbite and the sky was thick with snow, I snuggled warm beneath my quilt with dreams of Christmas Day, until a knock at our front door swept all those thoughts away. He was in bed. I heard Mom on the stairway and hurried to her side. The cold floor sent me hopping as my bare feet tried to hide. Mom yawned and opened up the door. We looked outside with care. Just take a guess at what you think it was I saw out there. There they're going down the stairs from his little bedroom. I heard the wind. I felt the cold. I saw a tiny little lady. Her face was drawn with wrinkles. She looked 70 or 80. Her legs were bare as icicles. Her hair was crowned with frost. Her coat was thin and raggedy. I guess her gloves were lost. I'm looking out the door. May I come in? She asked my mom, and warm my hands and toes. She winked at me and shyly said, I think I froze my nose. Mom was sleepy, I could tell. She wished she were in bed. This lady should have knocked upon our neighbor's door instead. At last, Mom smiled and said, Come in, and drew her in with haste, then went to light a crackly fire in our fireplace. They're going to make it all nice and warm for this little old lady. The lady huddled near the fire, reaching toward the heat. The flames began to thaw her hands and warm her frozen feet. That's better now, she said to me. Her face looked warm and pink, but the blizzard's still inside me. Have you something hot to drink? She's cold. She was cold on the outside, and she's cold on the inside, and she still can't get warm. There was a box of cocoa that I'd hidden on a shelf. A box of thick, hot chocolate I'd been saving for myself. I thought a bit, then finally said, I'll have to check and see. I got the box and came back in with mugs for her and me. Look at that. There's the box of hot chocolate on the top shelf. He'd hidden it because he wanted to keep it secret. At last, the lady took my hand and gently squeezed it tight. You're very kind, she told me. Now, it's time I said goodnight. She wrapped her coat around her and turned slowly toward the door. I caught her arm and whispered, Could you stay a minute more? Look at her hands are holding the hot cocoa because they're trying to get warm. And there's the little boy. He's got his, and he's watching her drink it. I opened our front closet door and climbed up on a chair and searched until I found my scarf, my favorite thing to wear. I gave it to the lady. "This is soft," I said, "and warm. The cold will not come near you when you go out in the storm." "Merry Christmas," I wished her. She smiled at me once more. "Merry Christmas," she said warmly, as she stepped beyond the door. There's the little boy, and he's looking for the scarf in the top of the closet. That's where our scarves are, is in the top closet, because we don't need them all the time. Just in the winter when it's super cold. The house was quiet. So was I. But then my mother said, "Your bedtime, dear, is a long time since past. You'd best get back to bed." With thoughts of our strange visitor, I headed up the stairs, and when I stopped to look outside, I saw a wonder there. What do you think he found? What do you think he saw out the window? Amid the whirling snowstorm, in the nighttime, in the cold, I saw an angel, like a star, all dressed in light and gold. Her sudden brilliance in the dark, her presence filled the night, and there around the angel's neck, my scarf danced wild and bright. Can you see the red scarf around her neck? How did that happen? Was that little old lady an angel? In seconds she had vanished. I wondered what to do. I'd never had an angel visit me before. Have you? I pressed against the window. At last I shook my head and decided that it might be best to go up to my bed. Look at that look on his face looking out the window at the angel. What would you do if you had seen an angel outside? But when I reached my room, I was amazed at what I found. There on my bed, a wooden box with ribbons wrapped around. I slowly lifted up its lid, and then my eyes grew wide. A tiny angel made of gold lay glittering inside. Hi, Olivia and Lainey and Claire. You see the little angel in the box? Now, every year at Christmas when winter winds blow, cold and hard, I place high on my Christmas tree that angel made of gold. I sip a mug of cocoa as I gaze up at the tree and think about the angel who spent Christmas Eve with me. Can you see the angel he's putting on the tree? That's his special angel that reminds him of when he was a little boy and somebody came to his door. And why do you think the angel left a little gift for him? Or it seems to me, a good reminder that he did something good for somebody. He showed love for somebody. And how did he show love? He shared his hot cocoa that he was saving for a special time, and he shared his and gave her his very favorite red scarf. Now that's showing lots of love. So as we go through Christmas and always, but especially over the next couple weeks, is looking for opportunities, times that we can share our love with somebody else. Just like this little boy did with the guest that came to his door, and how the guest showed him love also. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining, and love to you, Olivia, Lainey, and Claire. Mwah! We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining.